Good morning. It is Talk About Tuesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are rocking and rolling here on Tuesday. We got some great people coming on. Keaton, good to see you. Let's get some questions rolling. Jakey Bakey in the house. You sound great. You look great. Let's make it happen. Talk About Tuesday. What do we want to talk about today? David Meltzer's pan of... That's interesting. Hey, I got another... Oh, Espanol. Hey, hola, ¿qué pasa por aquí? No comes la comida, amigos. Talk About Tuesday. Taco About Tuesday. Buenos dias. Gracias, amigos. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nick, Mikey, LFG, Lori, always great to see you. As always, Chris, good to see you. Navarro. All right, we will pin this up here if anyone needs anything. I always pin my email, david@dmeltzer.com, or join my text community, 949-298-2905. david@dmeltzer.com, 949-298-2905. Thank you, everyone. Hola from España. Excellent. Good morning, Danielle Ortega. Thank you so much. Your mindset is your most valuable asset. All right, we got questions rolling in already. Christina Madrigal, good to see you. What's on your agenda today in LA? Well, first of all, we get to go see our new office, new podcast studio suite at the new SoFi Stadium. We're so excited. Our 365 access. We'll be doing interviews from there and having a great time. So we finally get in. We're making it happen. So join us at SoFi Stadium, home of the Rams and the Chargers, and many concerts and activities. Most beautiful stadium that I've seen. Very, very excited. Then we have a holding court with a variety of interviews and meetings, and then in LA, and then I'm speaking at the startup organization, 7,000 members in person. So we'll be rocking and rolling there at 6 p.m. with a fireside chat and Q&A. So it's Q&A all day on Talk About Tuesday, but we're excited. If you want to, we have a meetup as well. If you want to meet up in LA, just let me know. Just email me or DM me, david@dmeltzer.com, @David Meltzer. We're going to do a meetup. You can come and see me. I'll sign a book, send it to you, and we'll get on to there. If you want my ebook, audiobook, if you're not going to make the meetup, you want me to sign a book, ship it to you, send it to you, I'll pay for it. Not a problem. We'll get it to you. All right. We are here to be of service. Let's see here. What are the steps to, Chris, what are the steps to, oh, you didn't finish. All right. We'll get rid of that one. Blaine, what is holding court and why do you do it? So holding court is when you travel. One of the easiest ways to get as many meetings as you can and be as productive as you can is to pick one location and have everyone meet you. It's kind of an open house of meetings. There's a kind of windows that people come, hey, be there around from 11 to 11:30 or 11:30 to 12. And utilizing the 520 rule, not only do you take meetings, but your meetings take meetings. They meet the same network and other deals happen. And if you have your overlap agreement in place, you can get referral fees and business development done and increase the value of investments that you've made. So I hold court whenever I travel. I'll be holding court in South Carolina later this week. I am speaking for the Power Home Solar guys. I will also be doing a meetup there as well. I know Jakey Bakey's has that planned. So reach out to us at David Meltzer or David D. Meltzer. If you want an overlap agreement, which is a codification of a finder's fee agreement, if you're leaving too much money on the table, then email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I spent millions of dollars to help other people and help them make money and never took a cut simply for a finder's fee or if I was the procuring cause of a deal. There's several people that I mentor and didn't put the right deal in place. And I know Dan Fleischman's done that for a ton of years as well. He's just such an abundant guy and dear mentee as well. So rocking and rolling here. I see Ready EAP. Is that, there we go. Gino's here. Let's get him in here. Sorry. And is the founder of EOS Worldwide, eosworldwide.com, has a new book, The Entrepreneurial Leap. There he is. What's going on, Gino?
Hey, David, how are you? Great to be with you.
Oh, great to have you. And what a great treat in the morning. And you have a new book out, which I'm excited about. It released in October of 2019, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
But, right up my alley, the greatest mission in the world, the entrepreneurial leap.
Oh,
And it's becoming more and more of a ready and available option for people around the world. So what motivated you to write the entrepreneurial leap?
yeah. So for the last 30 years, my life has been helping entrepreneurs, but I've been helping successful entrepreneurs become even more successful. So my clients have always typically had 10 to 250 employees. And so with that, I decided when I was 40, when I turned 50, I'm devoting my life to helping entrepreneurs in the making because I was an 18-year-old lost, mislabeled derelict who was an entrepreneur in the making and didn't know what I was. So we teach what we needed the most.
We called you a waiter back then.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, so I started writing this book about 3 years ago, and it's a passion project. I want to help anyone out there that has these essential traits, is an entrepreneur in the making. I want them to know the life they were born to live and show them a path to hopefully reduce half the mistakes they're going to make and greatly increase their odds of success.
Yeah, I know that dummy text that you and I have both paid is such a valuable thing. As you know, one of the cornerstones of what I teach is to simply ask for help, find someone that sits in the situation that you want to be in, and ask them for directions. It's the fastest way
Here,
uh,
here.
to implement the entrepreneurial operating system, which is the EOS system that you created. That was, I think, your kind of swan story in the early 2014, 13, or something like that. What are some of the key components of that operating system? There's a book, The Human Operating System, but the entrepreneurial operating system beats to a different drum than the human operating system.
For sure. So, very quickly, the story is I took over and turned around a family business. That led me to realize my calling helping entrepreneurs. And so, it actually started in 2001. I started creating EOS and helping entrepreneurs. So, for the last 20 years, we built that into quite a company with almost 500 people helping entrepreneurs all over the world. And so, the core of that is really helping that entrepreneur break through the ceiling and grow to the next level that want to grow. So like I said, they typically have 10 to 250 employees and they've had a nice run. They survived the startup, but now they're kind of stuck and they're frustrated, and it helps them break through to the next level. And so that's number one, realizing they're a visionary and ideally finding the right integrator for them, building the right leadership team around them. And then when you say operating system, we just show them the basics of how to plan, how to solve issues, process, getting the right people in the right seat. So it's all the basics, how to meet, how to solve problems faster as a healthy, functional, cohesive leadership team. So it's just doing all the basics.
It's amazing. I started as an entrepreneur in 1992 when I decided not to be a real lawyer with my law degree, and everyone thought I was crazy. And I learned the value of everyone laughing at you, making fun of you, and scoffing at you, and then either asking you for a job or applauding you later, or loans. They like to ask for money as well.
Yeah.
But I can't believe it's going to be 30 years coming up in 2022, right? And
Right.
you and I both know how much we can learn through all that dummy tax that we talked about. But the one thing that has come to the forefront in the 30 years that it was inherent in my quantum being. It's something I grew up with because my mom was a single mom with 6 kids. But I would say the superpower that I did not realize in the EOS, the entrepreneurial operating system, is just plain consistency.
Mm.
Yeah, and so I was hoping, to finish up, you could kind of, for you, explain the importance of consistency and
Yeah.
how that's evolved in your awareness since, at least 2001, if not before.
Yeah, here, and I would say two things to that. The first, in all of my emails, my signatures always stay focused, and it's in that same vein of consistency. Just stay focused. You can build an empire if you will just stay focused for 10 years. And so most visionary entrepreneurs, they have ADD, they get distracted, and they get bored. Second thing is, one simple little practice and tool that we teach is something I created called the Level 10 meeting. It's a weekly meeting, 90 minutes for a leadership team. And if you just do that weekly level 10 meeting every week for the rest of your life, you will be successful. And what happens is entrepreneurs get bored. And so they'll do that meeting for a couple of months and they'll say, all right, let's change it up. Let's mix it up. But it's all about that consistency. And so we're getting them to meet every week. We're getting them to set those quarterly priorities that are rocks every quarter. We're getting to reset that 1-year plan every year. And so it is all about consistency. Consistency breeds success.
And the technology, I was resistant, even though I started in technology in 92, even though my mom told me the internet was a fad, I decided to get involved with it early, and it paid off. The internet was not a fad, by the way. And beyond, beyond that, though, technology has helped us with those meetings. When you have dealt since 2001 with, the 10 to 250 employee entrepreneurs, it was difficult to get everyone together. Right. And, the conference calls were completely non-accountable. You could get 250 people on a conference call, but, I just have to tell you, when I was young, I tell people all this time how addictive nicotine is. I actually had a very important conference call, I think with over 1,000 people with West Publishing. And, they had the old fax phones that sat on your desk, and it had a speakerphone, the old speakerphone. So, I'm always walking around my office on the speakerphone, and I'm jonesing for a dip so bad that I run down, jump in my Porsche, fly down at 105 miles an hour to the gas station, buy a dip, and come back. And that's always stuck with me as an executive later on in life, how worthless conference calls are, because I wondered, if I'm doing that as one of the top guys who does stay focused, what was everybody else doing on a conference call? But now with Zoom, there is accountability, there's accessibility. Those 90 minutes, I do a Monday morning meeting for everyone. I do a Wednesday check-in, which is a very short meeting, just to keep everyone engineered. Then a Friday training that will have a meeting afterwards. And people say, wow, that's a lot. I said, well, you know what? I did it in person when I could. That was a lot. It was expensive because I had to buy everybody lunch. But more importantly, we have over 50,000 people registered for our Friday trainings. And, they are accounted for and accountable. For you, how much has technology played a role in this EOS since 2001 as well?
The short answer is it hasn't, but then I'll explain how it has, because, I'm not a tech guy. So the beauty of the entrepreneurial operating system, EOS, is it is a system for managing human energy. And so frankly, it doesn't need technology. And so what my ability is to see patterns and trends and to know human nature. And I'm an amateur psychologist, so I know the wacky beings and the energy ball that human beings are. And I'm just able to orchestrate and harness that energy. And so that has been now applied to technology. So technology has been brought to how we teach our clients. There's several technology platforms to help companies run on EOS. It manages their level 10 meetings. It manages their rocks. It manages their VTO. But I did not start with technology. That technology was just designed to accelerate what I created in the system to manage human energy. So I would start by saying, absolutely no technology. It was all about human beings seeing each other eyeball to eyeball and addressing the real issues and growing the company to the next level.
I love it. It's mindset, heart set, and those, pragmatic tools that you teach of the EOS that make it so valuable. The entrepreneurial leap, more and more people are making it, taking it. They can find that book anywhere. They can find you at is it Ready Leap or Read Leap?
So it's Read Leap on the social channels, and it's e-leap.com for all things entrepreneurial leap for anybody that's thinking about taking their entrepreneurial leap.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate everything you do. I have a saying, it'll be the entrepreneurs that save this world, as they always have. Don't get enough credit for it, but I promise you, the hole in our atmosphere, to the clean water, to all the other issues, there's only one type of person that saves the world. It's the entrepreneur. So thank you so much for being a part of that and being a catalyst to help me on my mission of empowering over 1 billion people to be happy, to make more money, help more people, and have more fun. You are definitely an icon for that. Thanks so much for joining me.
My pleasure, David. Thank you, brother.
You got it. Take care. Keep up the good work.
Will do.
All right. The EOS, the entrepreneurial leap, Read Leap at Read Leap in e-leap.com, and also eosworldwide.com. My friend Gino Wickman, founder of the EOS Worldwide, an expert in the entrepreneurial leap. Also, please reach out to me if you have any questions on that. David@dmeltzer.com, the 5 daily practices, or my book as well for free, ebook, audiobook. I can sign a book, send it to you, and ship it to you as well. All right, I see another friend in the house. Here we go. We got some questions coming. We need Patrick, Frank, and George. You guys need to upgrade your IG because I can't have you join. It won't let me join. Your IG is not upgrade. Jake, can you help them, or Nick? Thank you so much. What are you most excited for in the second half of 2021? Oh, probably the TV shows. I mean, if anyone's seen 2 Minute Drill on Amazon Prime Video, I'm so proud of that. The vignettes, the music, the education, the judges, the everything about it, the commercials, the takeaways, the tips of the day, Junior Achievement Impact Award, all these things. And Office Hours we're filming in July, and we're launching it in the fall. And 2 new podcast studios, one at the Wynn with Blue Wire and one at the SoFi Stadium. Man, we're rocking and rolling. And that's what I'm most excited for beyond the time I'll spend with my family and increasing my health. But those are the main things. So good questions. Everyone should have long-term, non-attachable goals doing these things. All right, Chris, lost track of your question. It says doing these things. I'm so sorry. Chris Navarro's a friend of mine, and I can't get his question correct. Anyway, why people become dopamine addicts and ruin their social media journey. Oh, look, people are addicts, right? They are attracted and continual to the wrong things. So let's see here. Go ahead. My patient partner, speaking of which, go ahead and put a request out because it's not letting me join you. So they did not upgrade, or it's not registering on mine. It will not. It's doing exactly what it does. Here it goes. Oh, pin that wrong one. Did you put a request in there, guys? All right. Anyway, let me get to questions. Keep them coming. How do you remain at the same frequency throughout the day? I don't remain at the same frequency, but I know my baseline frequency, my highest frequency, and I will stop, drop, and roll if I get off of that using a trigger of people, places, ideas, a trigger of ego-based consciousness, a trigger of the primal fears that I have that create interference to me and that which I'm connected to and through. So I appreciate that. Let me see here. Patient partner, speaking of patients, have you requested? Have you made that request? So here we go. What's the best good deed you've ever witnessed? I don't know what the best good deed, because all good deeds are of great importance and they all are the same size. There's so many good deeds, especially when I have the Unstoppable Foundation and Junior Achievement. Yeah, won't let me. Sorry, it's still not upgraded. So we'll have to figure that out. So many good deeds. Do them every day. Many with the Unstoppable Foundation, Junior Achievement. Here's a critical question. Keys to being a successful negotiator. Well, the number one key, and I have some negotiation tips that I can give you if you email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll be happy to send those to you. But you got to know perceived value and bottom line. So a lot of people don't think about this, but you're not ready to negotiate until you know what your perceived value is and what that prioritized value list is of those perceived values, but also what your walk away, your bottom line is. If you know those two things, negotiations is easy, it's mathematical, it's systematic. Know your perceived value, have a list of prioritized values that ask to attain that perceived value, and know your bottom line, your walk away number. If you know that, negotiations are easy, providing others with more value than you're asking for, and being able to articulate the quantitative value to be greater than that which you're asking for. Just got done listening to you and Mylette. Love it. Trying to tune in more. Thank you, James. Yes, Ed and I have a great time together sharing all we know. What do you think about Bitcoin in long term? Add cryptocurrencies in general. Depends on your timing and risk tolerance, right? I bought some crypto for my son. I don't look at it, so I don't care if it goes way down or way up. uh, he'll have to deal with it 50 years from now. And, uh, he'll either tell everybody, my dad was an idiot and wasted his money buying this for me, or he'll say my dad was a genius. I made $10 million off a tiny investment that he made for me. So that's what it is. This kid here, ill baby 757. Why don't you give me a call on my cell phone? You obviously have anger issues, and we pray for your happiness. That's not a kind thing, and we expect people to be kind here. And so I'm going to give everyone my cell phone number. We're going to pray for little baby 757's happiness. 858-688-3294. We're going to put a collective consciousness together and pray for his happiness. Unfortunately, something has happened to him and he feels angry. So we'll forgive him and just appreciate everyone being positive here. We're here to be of favor and kind. That's our group of consciousness and people here. And I appreciate people are angry and have problems, but I'm here to help you. That's why I do what I do and make people happy. So please let me help you. I'm more than happy. Just reach out, give me a call on my cell phone. You can also email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Love always wins. I can see my group of peeps there all jumping in to help him. Thank you. Here's a great one. How do you remain consistent exercising? Well, first of all, I make it a non-negotiable. My health is a non-negotiable, minimum of an hour a day on my health. So everything else gets canceled before or if I cannot get that in. An hour minimum a day on my health. If you are healthy, you get as many wishes as you want. Wishes are the most valuable thing that you can have. If you are unhealthy, you only get one wish. And we all know what that wish would be. So if you're not prioritizing your health and you can't stay consistent in taking care of the most important thing, your health, we're making a big, big mistake. So anyway, looking to see, here we go. We got Connor here. Scott Busby's houses. Good to see you. Where is it? All right. We'll try it this way. I just accepted the request of my friends, Patrick Frank and George Graham. Hey, guys.
Hey, we made it.
This Instagram's not as easy as it looks. That's all I got to say. But you guys, I think you did it on purpose. It was right on brand.
Perfect. That's right. That is right. I mean, talk about a humbling experience. I thought I knew how to work Instagram, but I guess I don't.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, you guys, my patient partners, patientpartner.com. Give me just a quick background on what you do, and I know you have a question for me.
Yeah, so at Patient Partner, what we do is we basically take the past patient community and we put them on a platform for incoming patients to come and engage with and learn. My background comes from surgery, and I just realized that there's so much that patients don't know when going through this process. And who better to really help guide them down this road than somebody who's already been down the journey? And so that's what we do. We have a platform where we connect patients together in which they can learn from one another.
That's an amazing thing. You guys have a question for me?
Yeah. So one of the questions I have is, you obviously speak with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people that are starting businesses. The one question I have is, what differentiates the entrepreneurs that you talk to than the other entrepreneurs who are just maybe starting or just wanting to potentially learn what that looks like?
So, I think the biggest difference is the humility factor of you don't know what you don't know. I think anyone that's, starting off has an incredible optimism, but they're missing so much situational knowledge. And, it's probably like how a golf professional feels when they have someone who's just starting to play golf. And there's so many things you want to teach the person. Like and you got to start with the rules, like you got to pull the flag, or wait for the other guy to hit, but you can imagine how many subtleties of success there are, how many different situations there are. in different par 3, 4, fives, different courses around the world, all the different rules applying to different lies and water hazards and out of bounds and all the different clubs that you can use. And I feel the same way as a differentiator between startup entrepreneurs and seasoned entrepreneurs. It's, you know, the difference of someone trying to start playing golf and someone that's played for 10 years. Someone that's played for 10 years and maybe shoots the high 70s, they know where that 72 lies. They may have shot a 72 once in their life. You know, they know what it feels like, but they're just not there yet consistently. They got some work to do. But the 120 shooter, the guy, there's so much to learn, and yet the ones who are humble that say, man, I know I don't know what I don't know. I'm going to crawl before I walk, before I run. I'm going to find someone that sits in the situation that I want to be in and ask them for directions. Will accelerate the learning curve. They'll get onto the pro tour of entrepreneurialism way faster than the know-it-alls out there. And, I love seeing when the know-it-alls get kicked in the face. And I can only say that humbly because I was a know-it-all with, over $100 million in assets. And that is what happened to me. Humility kicked me in the face because I didn't know what I didn't know, and I didn't ask for help. And all the lessons that I've learned, I'm trying to share with as many people as I can. So they don't have to get kicked in the face. They can just, there's enough struggle with being an entrepreneur, enough pain indicating that you have lessons to learn without getting kicked in the face. And so that's the main difference or differentiator that I see.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I love the analogy to golf because I use the same analogy, but in surfing. Because, Pat and I are surfers, and, when somebody asks us about the entrepreneurial life, and it's like, you're constantly getting hit by waves. Yeah, you're constantly getting drilled by waves. When you start learning to surf, it's like the most miserable thing on the planet. A lot of people quit, and it's one of those things where it's like repetition over and over again, realizing that, a set will come in, will absolutely wipe you out.
But you got to keep paddling.
But you keep paddling, you keep moving forward, and you're going to get past that set. And I just love the correlation to golf. Pat and I are golfers too, but it's just so funny how you correlate business to some sort of sport that you play, because I think it totally resonates, and I think there's a lot of correlations.
Yeah, no doubt. I grew up in the South Mission Beach. I still have a house there, and I stick it to the longboard now, so it's way less painful. When I was over in Point Loma, I'd get towed in by one of my friends who's a pro surfer when I was in law school because I hadn't been surfing in so long. It was a big day, and I ended up against the rocks and then embarrassed and shamed into longboarding the rest of my life. So yes, great analogy. People can find you guys at patientpartner.com. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's do some more together. I appreciate you guys coming in and being persistent to getting on. So thank you.
Keep battling. All right. Thanks.
All right, Patrick and George, thank you so much. Take care. Right on. All right. There's so many great analogies of sports and entrepreneurship. Check those guys out. Patientpartner.com, pre-surgical patients connecting together. People oversell back and sell even in surgery. So it's nice. Perfect. So little baby, still want you to reach out to me, man. It's good. It's all good. Just breathe. We pray for your happiness. Right, Loris? All right. Very cool. All right. Keep the questions coming. Keep the positivity rolling. Here we got a question. David, does your book include information about your relationship to your highest energy frequency? Absolutely. Anybody wants to know the awareness side of energy and frequency and vibration, in my book, I'll send it to you, ebook, audiobook. I'll sign a copy. I'll ship it to you. I'll pay for shipping. No problem. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'd be happy to help. Enjoy it. It will talk all about frequency, vibration, all the different things. All right. Connor, are you here? I think Connor is here. That's awesome. Let me just find, there we go. Connor Riley at Luxy Beauty, luxybeauty.com, the CEO. And there he is. How are you, Connor?
Hey, I'm good. I'm so happy to be here. How are you?
I'm so happy that you are here. Appreciate you coming on. And obviously, I've done a lot in, believe it or not, the makeup industry and the investment industry. So you and I share a lot of the same situational types of knowledge in the venture capital and the size, scope, and scale of the industry itself. I'm going to start with how has that industry, since the makeup industry, been affected by COVID?
Well, I mean, it's been a pretty incredible year. I mean, if you can imagine the changes in beauty with people changing from contouring and highlighting to wearing masks and really looking at taking care of themselves. So there's really been a shift away from kind of glammed up makeup into skincare, into self-care. And I think that that's, for us anyway, been a lot of fun as we take traditional tools for applying makeup and kind of pivot into that skincare and healthcare. Um, one of the other things that's really shaped the industry with COVID is that there's a lot more M&A opportunities. There's a lot more restructurings going on. There's a lot more capital that's coming into the marketplace. It's one of the highest performing areas in the consumer sector. So you're seeing a lot of transactions happen that are in the billion-dollar plus category, which is pretty exciting for us. So, it's been an interesting year.
I love health, beauty, makeup, and also alcohol. And why do I add that in there? Because it seems to me, from all the experience of marketing companies like Luxy Beauty, like the Babe Wine, or these different hair care products. Did a ton with Estee Lauder, L'Oreal, SkinCeuticals, Elta MD throughout the years. It seemed to me like what a great place to spend your entrepreneurial journey or venture capital journey, because if you can build a company up to about 30 million individually, which is really doable if you have good product and good marketing. A billion-dollar company will buy you for 100 million and change your grandkid's life. And they'll instantly, once a big company buys you for 100 million, they can take you to 300 to a billion within months just through their distribution and marketing, because they know your company has the right product and they have the right machinery.
Right.
They have the right machinery, which I would tend to think in the boutique venture capital space, which you're in, gives you a little bit more certainty and stability. And now, because they're such strong sectors with adaptability proven now, so it's not just a one horse pony. I mean, whatever they call it, one
Trick pony. Yeah, yeah.
right, one trick pony. Sorry, I got so many things going through this head. One trick pony. I think it even adds more stability to one of my favorite things to invest in or to coach in and mentor in for these entrepreneurs. What have you seen as far as, the incredible stability in the space now that you've gone through the pandemic, seen all types of different combinations of beauty, including, male vanities even expanded?
Yeah, well, it's really been a pretty wild ride. I mean, we're seeing more and more skincare coming into the market. Men's grooming is getting really big. We're seeing a lot of people that are trying to figure out how to bring in sort of their sustainability practice or what they represent outside of just the products themselves, and that's created a lot of competition. It's a pretty low barrier to entry industry. You're really living on the brand. So we've seen more and more importance on the branding and positioning of the companies and products in the space, and higher values associated with the companies that are doing that right. So our mission at Luxy is obviously we walk the walk and talk the talk, and are legitimately working to adhere to our core moral values and our core practices as a company, while at the same time delivering professional grade products that we do globally. And like you said, it's all about having a team and building that global distribution network, which we've done. And it's so much fun, and it's really a great place to work in, because you're just having so much fun every day. I mean, you're helping people look good and feel good, and who doesn't want to do that?
And it is a consultative business. It is a good retail business because it's experiential, and there's a lot of advice, even in the virtual world, that is valuable by being at a retailer and seeing someone face to face and applying and trying different things. So I think out of all the sectors, it's remained strong in retail, even and still has its e-commerce presence, but it still will remain strong. I think it'll be a bug light type of experiential tenant in our retail reformation that's going to take place here in the next years.
I mean, we were up like 5x on e-com during the shutdown, and it was one of the first and one of the primary drivers of getting people back into the stores. And it's really interesting what you're saying about that sort of online tutorial and educational videos, because obviously for us, one of the big hurdles was without in-store testing or without in-store touching, feeling, we call it the petting zoo in the space, the brushes that, everyone can feel. Without that, people are turning to online to really understand, like, okay, how do I use this product? How do I use this brush? And they're the ones that are leading the way for us to sell through in store. So you're seeing a melding of digital learning and digital experiences with the brick and mortars. And I think that that's really allowed us to scale quickly. So anybody out there that has a brand that they're trying to work on and launch, definitely focus on your digital positioning and digital tools, because that's the easiest way to scale into a nationwide rollout. You're not going to have the in-store activation or in-store reps that are going to be pushing people into your product, and you may not even have testers or other samples available on the shop floor. So that digital footprint is really important. It's been great for us, and it's been a lot of fun getting that content out there. I'll also just point out that the influencer network, not as important anymore as it was 2 years ago. I think during COVID, people got so oversaturated with these big influencers that they're like kind of done with it. They're ready to just connect with, your everyday average person who's going to bring that insight into using the product. And so I think that that's kind of changing where to put your investment dollars in terms of building that digital platform. Get it into the hands of real people. That user-generated content is great. Have them delivering value on how to use your product. That translates into sales.
You nailed it. I teach companies like yours all the time. Capture, modify, amplify, perpetuate that organic content from the users. Far more valuable for today than ever a Kardashian wearing your stuff. So
Right.
you got it. Luxy Beauty, luxybeauty.com, incredible at Luxy Beauty. Connor Riley, an investor, an advisor, an extraordinary entrepreneur. Thank you so much for educating us. It's super interesting to me and a super great investment. So come visit me often and more. Give us some more insight in this crazy industry, this growing industry, this stable industry. Thanks so much for educating us. We
Thank
appreciate it.
you. All right. Take care. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thanks, Connor. Take care. All right. Check out Luxy Beauty. It's a great space if you want to work or invest. I'm a huge proponent of it. Anyways, well, I don't know what I did there. Let's take one more question, and then I got to get up to LA to SoFi Stadium. I am so excited. Here we go. I've read Connected to Goodness, Think and Grow Rich. What other books do you recommend to read? Try Power of Intention by Wayne Dyer. Dr. Wayne Dyer, Power of Intention. Great book. And you could also try Game Time Decision Making or Atomic Habits. Those are some good ones. Game Time Decision Making, Atomic Habits, or Dr. Wayne Dyer's Power of Intention. Thank you, everyone, so much. I'm on my way up to see our new podcast studio, our new office at SoFi Stadium. Can't wait to see it. I have been waiting over a year. This is going to be incredible. Reach out to me if you want my book, ebook, audiobook. If you want me to sign a book, send it to you, pay for shipping. Not a problem. If you need to reach people like Connor, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. If you want the ebook, audiobook, if you want me to sign a book, david@dmeltzer.com. Jason Waller, unbelievable. I think that guy had the #1 entrepreneurial podcast last week. If you haven't listened to the True Underdog, Jason Waller, you're missing out. He's also a friend of mine and the star of my TV show. Bam! Take that, Jason Waller. And I'm speaking at his company, Power Home Solar, in South Carolina. I'll be leaving on Thursday morning early to hang out with the True Underdog himself, from the projects to the penthouse. That's Jason Waller. Loving him. And his shoe game is almost as good as mine. No, it's better. Anyway, thank you, everyone, for joining me. Remember, most importantly, especially Jason Waller, be kind to your future self. Do good deeds. Bam. Have a great day.